Maybe. We are live. This is the Reseller Wakeup episode 197. It's Thursday today. Oh yeah, I didn't do a show yesterday. Just had too much stuff going on, but making it up today. Hope everybody enjoys it. We got Nicole State on with us today. You've been on YouTube for how long now? I know your channel's not like you don't have a whole lot of videos, but it seems like you've been doing it for at least a few months, and you got a really good following really fast.
Uh, I don't know how this happened. I have been doing videos for less than a month, and I'm two people away from 1,000 subscribers.
Nice.
So I don't know how it happened. I guess people have always said I'm like a cartoon character, so I guess I just have the personality for it.
Right. Well, I've got your link to your channel in the description below, so anybody that's watching right now, it should be the first link in the description, so you can find her really easily. But yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do, what your channel is about. I mean, it's mostly eBay, talking about reselling, right?
Yeah, so I've been reselling for years. I managed a children's resale store for about 8 years, and then I started doing eBay just a little over a year ago. And then I quit my job 3 months ago to do eBay full time. So I started the channel about a month ago, and we just talk about eBay. We talk about selling clothes, and I post videos of my hauls. I go to a Goodwill outlet and buy by the pound. So I think people are really into that. And then I do a morning 5 minutes with me in the morning, and we just kind of chat about a subject. So stated briefly.
Nice. And so how many videos are you doing a week?
Um, it depends. I usually put one morning video up every day, and I always record those. I condense those until, I'll record once a week, all of them. And then I'll post videos throughout the week, just depending on how my week is going.
Nice. Yeah, I love the outlet. That's definitely where I get my biggest scores. If it was a little bit closer and I didn't have a tendency to buy way too much stuff when I'm there, I'd go a lot more often. It feels like I can just go once or twice a week to thrift stores now and get as much as I can list in a week anyway. But yeah, I still hit the outlet pretty often. What's it? It's totally different in every state, it seems like, though. What's your price? Did they just do 99 cents a pound at your place?
Yeah, so it's 99 cents a pound, and I'm sorry, you guys. Hold on one second. My daughter is like screaming in the background.
No problem. What's going on, Mike? How you doing, man?
Hey, doing good. How are you?
Good. How's the old Amazonian doing?
Hey, Ronnie. Look like Ronnie's having him some breakfast over there.
Right. What's going on, Ronnie? Yeah, finish your breakfast.
Amazon's going great for me, man.
Yeah. Did you get a lot of that stuff liquidated that you were talking about blowing out?
For the most part, I'm actually in the process. I don't know if you guys got emails yesterday or not about Similac and Gerber that you have to get approved to sell those now.
I was not aware. I don't do a lot of baby stuff anyway, just because of the liability. I feel like you got to really stay on top of that, so I kind of stay away.
Yeah, I got some emails. I guess it's because I have well, not a lot, but I have some items listed in with those brands. So I got a couple of emails last night. So I was trying to figure that stuff out and get it all liquidated because I had quite a bit, but it goes quick anyway. But now I got to work. I got to figure out how to get approved in those categories. So for those things.
Nice. Yeah,
So yeah,
I mean,
if you're trying to sell grocery Gerber stuff, I think they said like January 25th, or I forget what the date was on it, but it's coming soon. And then Similac, all the Similac stuff and what have you for that now too.
Sorry, Paul. I didn't know we were live yet. My phone didn't send me a notification saying that you went live. So
I don't know. I posted a link in the group last night. I mean,
I
if you
didn't
go
see it there.
right to the top, huh?
I didn't see it. Maybe it's the pin post. If it's the pin
Yeah, it's the one that's always pinned to the top.
well, on your phone, you have to click a button to see the pin post.
I know. That's
Yeah, I didn't see it. Sorry.
a little ridiculous, but I mean, I don't know why they do that. That's like the most, obviously the important post, but I guess a lot of groups, they use that pin post just for like, these are our guidelines. This is what we expect out of you if you're going to post in our group. Me, I just post the latest episode of the show every day, pin it up there. But so you got everything under control there, Nicole?
Yeah, I'm sorry. She is on her iPad and she just started screaming at it for some reason.
Oh, sounds like my daughter.
Yeah. Yeah, so back to that question, my Goodwill outlet is 99 cents a pound once you hit 25 pounds. So I always make sure I hit 25 pounds. It's easy to do. And then books and DVDs and glassware are sold separately.
Okay. Yeah, like I think glassware is like 49 cents a pound here, and then books and DVDs are $1 each or something like that. I don't know. It's 50 cents or $1 or whatever. I don't really pay too much attention because there are a lot of book scanners that go to my outlet, and they just raid those bins. So I feel like if you don't have a PDF scanner and you can't just ding, 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 knock them out, then it's not worth it. But, every once in a while I'll see something that somebody else passed on, like if I see a Lord of the Rings, like the box set DVDs, I'll grab those sometimes, or Harry Potter, like different, I don't know, but I like selling these.
I always get kind of bummed because there's a lot of vintage books. Like, there'll be tons of vintage books, but by the time all of the book scanners have gone through the bins, they're completely torn apart because they're just like throwing them across the bin. And so I'll go over and look once everyone has kind of broken up, and so many of the books are just like ripped apart, and it always bums me out.
Yeah, it's pretty annoying, but yeah, I think shoes are the other thing. They're like $3 a pound or something. I think.
Oh.
Did they change it at my outlet? I don't know. It's been like a few weeks since I've been to my outlet. I just haven't needed to go. I mean, I've been so backed up with inventory lately, but I mean, you do pretty good about getting everything listed right away and just buying the stuff that you know you're gonna sell and all that. How long have you been doing the outlets?
I've been going to the outlets forever, it seems like, and I used to go to the outlets and then sell the stuff at the resale store that I worked at because you can get a lot of kids stuff. The kids stuff at the outlets isn't very competitive, it seems like. So I used to do that, and then so I've always been going. And yeah, I do my best to get I only allow myself to go back once I've listed about 3/4 of the stuff I already have, because I live in a townhouse and I don't have a ton of room. So I have to make sure that I'm really on top of it.
The struggle is real.
It really is.
Pretty much the same deal that I've got to deal with. I mean, I've got storage units and stuff that I operate out of too, but I like to keep as much of the stuff at home as possible as far as eBay inventory, just because it's such a pain.
I don't know if you can see this.
Like 1 or 2 things.
But I thought Paul met with Nicole.
What's that?
On my phone, I don't know if you can see this, but it has Nicole's video.
Shit.
And then Paul's face is over the face of the girl that's in the video. Paul and Nicole are hanging out.
That's awesome.
How did that happen?
Sorry. That
was just from the messenger bubble.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Oh.
Your face was directly over the girl's face. That's great.
So, yeah, it looks like we got about 57 watchers. Yeah.
Oh, let me post the link over in the group.
$1,500 room, yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta start posting links everywhere again because it seems like
Well, this time frame is a really good time frame, I think, for shows because, like, we do our show at 11, and we had, like, 81 viewers on Tuesday.
oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was a really great turnout. So
I put the link up in my group, and I'm already getting notifications that a few people from my group are asking to join your group, so I hope they're watching.
Yeah, I had a bunch of people just now asked to join, so that was really cool.
I see Tina Davis, and you guys, she is incredible. She is doing like 50 grand a month on eBay.
Oh my God, just clothing, or what did she sell?
Yeah, just clothing, and she is the nicest woman. I love her.
How do
What?
you list enough clothing to do $50,000 a month? Oh
No,
my.
it's crazy. It's just her and her husband, and her mom will come over in the morning and help her pack and ship things, but she just lists all day long. She's like, you guys need to be listing. That's your issue. Like, she's got like 2,000 items in her store, but she's selling like 100 a day.
Oh my
Wow,
God.
she must have some great stuff. See, that's
Sure,
why
that's going to.
I was talking. I am.
Yeah.
I'll refresh.
Okay. Yeah, that's obviously the key. I mean, we've always said that. I mean, the more you list, the better chances you're going to have of selling stuff, and you get into Cassini and the eBay pushing your listings and everything, and you kind of just have to keep plugging away. It seems like the more you list, the more you sell. You can have 2,000 items listed, and yeah, you'll get a certain amount of sales every day, but I mean, if you're listing 100 items a day, then for me, I seem to get about 20 or 30% of the items, like the number of items I list, that's how many sales I'll get on top of my normal, It seems like about one item per 100 that I just have listed sells organically a day, and then like maybe one item for every 3 that I list. And it's not necessarily the stuff I list, it's just I get that many more sales. It's weird, but it's so consistent that I can't really.
There's absolutely a science behind it. And I get so many people asking me, like, well, how many items do you have in your store? What are you doing? And I'm like, I'm listing at least 10 items every single day. And I'm generally selling that many items because eBay is a machine, right? Like, there is definitely like a science behind all of this. If you have good items and you're listing them every single day, you're going to have sales every single day.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I know people that are in my group that are like, I have 1,000 items in my store and I'm only selling 20 items a month. What's going on? You need to be you need to be doing things on eBay all the time. So I'll list like 3 things in the morning and then I'll wait like 3 or 4 hours and I'll list another 3 things because I constantly want eBay to know that I'm in there and doing something.
Yeah, that's a good plan. I mean, plus, when you're only doing 3 or 4 listings at a time, it seems a little bit easier. And when you're doing like $100 suits or whatever, then it's definitely justified to sit there and just do a couple of them at a time and really make sure that you dial it in.
Yeah. I mean, I do like $10 to $20 items though, so.
Yeah.
But whatever. It sells. It makes money.
Exactly. That's typically with clothing, that's where I'm at, around, $15 to $30.
Mm-hmm.
On average. I know Ronnie, I saw his sales video yesterday, making me a little jealous over there. It's like $200 suits all day.
So jealous.
Right? Yeah, I got a closet full of suits that I got to get listed. What's that, Ronnie?
It just all depends on where you are, too. I mean, I have to pay more for what I get, but in the end, you get your stuff at the Goodwill outlet, or if you get your stuff on Dollar Days, you can flip through a lot of smaller things because you're getting it for a cheaper margin, cheaper price, which your margin's about the same in the end of the day. You're just technically doing more work with the listing and taking care aspect of the thing, shipping. But shipping clothing, throwing a poly mailer or a box and it's gone, nothing to worry about breaking.
Yeah, everything almost. Just about anything will fit in a flat rate box, so you know exactly how much it's going to cost to ship it. And, you can, like most shirts, I mean, you get them at the weigh and pay, they cost you 50 cents or whatever it is, 30 cents. It costs you $2 to ship the thing. And then, you sell it for 15, 20 bucks, I'll do that. I mean, that's worth my time. But, like, I went to a Goodwill Sunday, and Sunday is my new favorite day to go thrifting because all the Goodwills, they've got all the different colored tags that they rotate. It's like 8 different colored tags or whatever. But then on Sunday they change it so that every one color tag is 50% off and another color tag will be 99 cents. And so I walked out of there with like 25 suits for $1 each at just like 2 Goodwills on this last Sunday. And I mean, I pulled out like a Hickey Freeman, a Hugo Boss, what else? I got like 4 or 5 suits that were all the same brand, same size, so I'm thinking about doing those in like one lot. looked like the same guy must have donated them or something. But I mean, yeah, that's when you can get there. It's or that kind of stuff. It's pretty nice, but don't find a lot of suits at the outlet, and that seems to be where the real like big money is. But it's just long tail.
I need to get into suits. I worked at the men's department in Nordstrom's for a while, so I know the brands, but honestly, it just turned me off so bad from working there, because I had to like I had to measure men and stuff when I was working there, and there's so many like just super gross guys when you're doing that type of thing, like because you have to like touch their legs and like do all this stuff, right? And so now I have like post-traumatic stress from that job.
Yeah,
Where
I
I
could.
see a suit and I'm just like, no.
So do you do mostly women's clothes then?
Yeah, I do a lot of women's clothes. I do a lot of sportswear actually, because I have Nike and Columbia. All of those brands are located in my city. So my outlet is literally like a gold mine because they donate all of their stuff. So I find a lot of sample pieces. I just sold a sample jacket last week. The zipper didn't even work because it was a sample piece. And I sold it for $75.
Jeez.
Am I
That's what I'm
still
talking about.
echoing?
Go ahead, talk, Deb.
Am I echoing?
No, you're good now.
Yay! I'm the winner!
So I guess I need to like not post links to the show the night before because everybody's saying that like they didn't get the notification or the whatever. I don't know.
I got nothing. That's why when I came on, I was like, oh crap, they're live, and then I went closed it down because I wasn't ready to go on, and I didn't get a notification saying the show was live, so I just thought it hadn't started yet.
Right. Yeah.
Well, my notification says, Ich habe eine Livestream unter YouTube.
You get yours through Twitter, right, Mike?
I just assumed that meant you were live.
Let's see who we got in the chat. Looks like Mr. Sadie's out there. What's up, Mr. Sadie? Hope you're doing good. Don Davis, Anissa, Sam TV. Who's that? I'm not even. Do I know Sam TV? Let's see. Thrifty Treasures.
Hi, Tanya. Hi.
No. But
Coco Chanel.
Oh, it rattled.
so yeah. Is there anything that you wanted to kind of touch on while we got you, Nicole? I know you've been kind of hitting, like I said, you seem pretty new to YouTube, but blowing up quick, so.
Yeah, she just came on the scene and was like, I'm here! And then,
I know, right? Were you on?
I had a blog first, you guys. So I was doing a blog and I was kind of updating my numbers over there. And then I was like, I should just do YouTube videos because that's fun, right? I like talking to people. And so yeah, it's been super fun for me. I have had people message me and tell me that they don't believe me. Like, I don't believe that your sales are like this, and so that's always kind of funny to me. But so yeah, I also have that blog if you want to verify my sales because I actually post my numbers up there. It's statesplace.com.
I'll put a link right now in the video for you, or in the description so you guys can.
touching on that, I think it's funny, because you just kind of came out of nowhere. When you said that you had been selling on eBay for a year and you'd been around, and I'm like, where did she come from? And then when I went to go looking in your Facebook group, which is a really nice group, I like your group quite a bit, I don't know any of those people. I was like, who are these people? And then I got to thinking about it, and I was like, there are really kind of three main spin-offs of resellers, and where there's 15,000 people over here in this pocket,
Yes.
they're the football team, and then there's these 15,000 people over here in this pocket that are the basketball team, and then the 15,000 people over here in this pocket, that are the tennis team or something, no, track and field or whatever. It's they're three totally different cliques of people that just don't interact with each other, and I thought it was really funny when I got to looking at stuff, and I was like, I don't know any of these people.
Right.
I don't know who they are. But they're really successful and great and informative and nice, and I'm like, wow, I feel like I've traveled to another country. You know.
What's your Facebook group? I'll go join it right now.
It's States Place eBay sellers.
States Place eBay sellers.
Let me see it.
Uh,
Yeah, I mean, I've been watching all of you guys. I mean, I've been watching all your videos and listening to you guys forever. It seems like I was never really one to interact. I don't know why. I never like jumped in the chats or did anything. I just kind of learned as much as I could from you. So there's a lot of people like that, though. There's a lot of sleepers, right? Like, you know, you have 1,000 people in your group, but only like 10 of them are actually active every day. Probably 200 of them are just lurking around, like I was in the background.
Yeah, and then you get somebody that joins your group, and then that's it. You never see them again. They never post anything. I mean, you could have 2,000 people in your group, and but you had the group going for 2 years, and 1,800 of those people just aren't even on Facebook anymore or whatever.
You can send them a message and ask them, like, hey, because I had asked people, like, when they were first joining the $1,500 room, and I couldn't tell, like, if they were, like, spammers or people, and I sent them a message, and I'm like, hey, do you sell on eBay? This and this, and they're like, why? And I'm like, because you asked to join the group, and they're like, what group? And I'm like, I'm like, the $1,500 room, and they're like, what's the $1,500 room? And I'm like, the group you asked to join like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, I mean, with my group, I don't do there isn't a whole lot of interaction going on. I mostly just use it for posting videos and making sure, like other people can post their videos. Anybody who wants to post or question or whatever, ask away. I mean, we always need content for the shows and ideas and stuff like that. But I mean, it's hard to keep up with all the groups. I mean, just the Reseller Society by itself, I could probably just hang out in that group all day and never do anything else. It's so active over there, but yeah.
Yeah, my group's like yours, Nicole, where it's just kind of like there's like maybe 30 active people that kind of talk every day or every other day, and then like nothing. I was really surprised when we did Secret Santa that so many people participated, because I didn't think we had that many participators. It was like, so it was like almost 6 people.
Cool. What did I get? I got a bunch of like little reselling tools or something.
Yeah, I saw that when you.
Yeah, like packing tape and a little magnet bowl, and like it's all useful stuff. But the good thing was she made me this like fudge, and anytime anybody wants to send me fudge, you are totally I'm fine with it. Just hit me up. I'll get you my address. You can send it to me.
So that's going to happen now. You're going to get tons of fudge in the mail.
Right.
They're going to think that you're like dealing drugs out of Colorado, only in reverse. Like, fudge. What was I going to say? Matt Lennon got some in his Secret Santa gift box. He got some of these pillows that you put your item in, and then the pillow inflates, and it totally surrounds like a glass cup or something fragile. I've never seen those. Does anybody, do you even know where to buy those things?
I've never even heard of that. But
yeah,
it sounds
like
interesting.
it was awesome. You put the stuff inside, like, figurine or whatever, and then it inflates to, like, this protective pillow that surrounds the item, and the item is suspended in the middle.
What?
Yeah, if anybody in the chat or anybody who's watching the video later or anything knows what the heck
I was like, I need to get some of those.
and you know where we can get them?
Yeah, I was like, I need to find out where they are, how much they cost. I need some of those things.
Right?
I mean, I see if I can find the post and what who they were made by. I think they were just made by like 3M or something.
Sounds like something that would make.
Which there's a 3M factory like right across the street from my house. I'm gonna go over there and knock on the door. Where's the clothes?
You should go over there and see if they can give you their extra stuff.
Oh, I should totally raid their dump. Like their dumpster. eBay was hiring in Austin last week. They put out all these notifications that they were hiring.
What are they hiring for?
Customer service. For the call center. Because eBay PayPal is like 5 miles from my house. I went over there to do a focus group. Not really a group. It was just me and the guy. for the PayPal working capital. Like last year, they gave me $250 to go talk about it.
What?
Oh wow. I still
I
need
was like,
to.
yay.
I can't even find a link to the working capital.
I'll give it to you. You should qualify by now.
Well, yeah, I would assume. I mean, after I've had a PayPal account for like 10 years or something like
Oh
that.
no, it has to do with your eBay sales, and because your loan is, I believe, what is it, 15% or 5% of your sales, but there's a minimum of $1,000. So if you're not doing at least $15,000, then you
Is
can't
that per
get it.
year or?
A year, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm fine then.
Yeah, because I think I was right at like 25,000 or 20,000 or something when I had gotten mine, and it was a $2,000 loan, and then the last loan that I got was a $3,000 loan. So I think it's like 10% of what your sales are.
Nice.
I got the link right here.
So Nicole, I am curious. I haven't followed your blog. All I've seen is a couple of your videos, and I got to go check those out. But what is so unbelievable about your sales? I mean, I never get that, but I don't really talk about my numbers that much, I guess. But
Well, I'm doing about 6,000 a month right now.
okay.
And my sales doubled in the last 3 months. So I quit my job the end of September, and I said I'm going to double my sales by the end of the year, and I did it. I worked really hard, right? I mean, $6,000 on eBay isn't unbelievable.
Not at all. That's like, I mean, if
Not
you're gonna
like-
quit your job, you got to be doing $6,000. But if you're doing $6,000 a month with land pay stuff, I mean, that's like
incredible.
90% profit.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think that's the other thing is my profit margins are really high. So even after like
You're
eBay
paying
fees,
a dime
and, like,
for stuff.
eBay- Huh?
You're paying like a dime for stuff.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm bringing in, even after all my fees and my shipping and cost of merchandise, my profit is around $400 or $4,500, which is great. I mean, that's a really good profit margin. So I don't know why people didn't. Who knows? People didn't want to believe me, and I'm like, well, here I literally just like copy and pasted all of my numbers for a while on my blog. Like, this is what it is. I'm not trying to like put on some front or lie to anyone. That's not my goal, right? Like, I don't have anything to hide.
Like, I have to really feel important, so let me make something up.
Right.
And if I'm gonna make something up, I would make up like I'm doing like $60,000 a month. Like, I'm not gonna say like $60,000. Definitely. Yeah, I really want to be doing $10,000 a month. Probably by the end of March, beginning of April. So we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, I do everything. So I mean, I'll sell everything from clothing to like electronics and video games and DVDs, whatever, basically. But I mean, it seems like clothing's where the margin's at. Since I got so much experience selling everything, like all these different things. DVDs are great. They're easy. You can get them for really cheap, but they sell really cheap too. You know, I mean, you kind of got to sell them in lots if you want to make like big chunks at a time, or you know, like when it comes to video games, it seems like the margin, they sell really fast, they sell for a lot, but they have lower margins. You know, you can't, if you get lucky, you might find that Final Fantasy VII for 50 cents at a garage sale, or like a giant box full of GameCube games that are worth $40 a piece for, you know, $10, but that's just luck. That doesn't happen enough for anybody to make a living doing it. Most of the time you're going to be if you're doing a lot of video games, you're going to GameStop and you're paying $10 for that thing that's, you know, $25, or on Amazon.
I really want to raid my husband's collection. I wish I could turn my camera around. He has literally in front of me like every game system ever created, and then like piles of games for each one. And I'm always like, hey, so you want to just like sell a couple of those? Would he even notice? Like, he doesn't play them.
Yeah.
Oh, he would notice the minute one was gone. It would be like the one he decided he needed to play. And then you'd be like, Nicole, did you see my thing? I was right here, and it would be that one.
I'd be like, I don't know.
My nephew had this sword thing. It was like this inflatable sword, and it sat in the corner of the room for 4 months. Didn't get touched, didn't get moved. I cleaned the room, took the sword, deflated it, threw it in the trash. 2 days later, he's like, hey, have you seen my sword?
Oh my god.
I was like, I threw it away, and he's like, oh my god, that was mine. I wanted to go play because my friend has a sword too, and we were going to sword fight. And I'm like, oh my god.
Right.
Hadn't been touched since it came in the house.
He had this, I guess it was like the rarest game you could get for the original Nintendo. I forget the name of it. That sucks that I forget. But he ended up, we were really broke back in the day, and my son has autism, and we needed an iPad. So he traded that game for an iPad. So he's like a good guy at the end of the day, you know. But yeah, and that is what opened my eyes to be like, whoa, some of these video games are worth a lot of money.
Yeah, once you figure that out, then it makes it really hard to sit on them and hold on to them anymore. I mean,
Yeah.
I started getting serious in eBay when I decided to turn around and sell all my DVDs and video games. You know, once I started moving that, and like I used to play Magic the Gathering. I had a bunch of Magic cards that I started selling a bunch of that stuff, and then played this other game called Warhammer. You know, I was a total nerd. I still am, but I don't really play the stuff or collect the stuff anymore. Now I just sell it all. But I mean, it's amazing. And then once you start like getting into it, then you find out how to find the stuff really cheap, and you know, just kind of can snowball from there. But it seems like more and more people are getting into all that. And I was at the Goodwill on Saturday, and it was so frustrating. I went to the showcase like I do first thing, looked at the see what they had up there, and you know, there are a couple things that were kind of interesting. You know, I bought like a big bag of cufflinks for like $10, and there were a couple gold-filled ones in there. And then I went and started looking around the rest of the store, and I came back like half an hour later, and there were these two kids standing there. I walk over there, and there was a stack of Xbox One and PS4 games that they had just put under there. It was like Black Ops 3 and Battlefront, like all these brand new games that have just been come out in the last, you know, month that are still selling for $40, $50. They're $20 each, and they were just like, "Yeah, we want all of those." And I was like, "You little bastards!" But I mean, that stuff just goes so fast when it hits a shelf in a thrift store. It's hard to stay up with it.
They in the chat they posted they're called, and this is not the same brand, the ones that Matt got, but it's similar. They don't even look the same, but these ones are called in cap inflatable sleeve pillow bags, and they're about like anywhere from like $1.50 to $3 a piece, depending on the size. Like there's some big ones that are like 18 by 12 by 12, so they're like $2 and something, $3 a piece. But the smaller ones that are like normal size, like maybe for like a coffee cup size, the 10 by 7 by 7s, are about $1.50 a piece. So that's not awful.
Yeah, I mean, if you're talking about like little breakable collectibles that you find on the knick-knack shelf at a thrift store for a couple dollars, and you're selling it for $40, $50. I mean, I'll pay $1 for a box, or I paid like $3, $4 for a box to ship something in. I mean, the packaging is the cheap part. If you're talking about like a $300 receiver or something like that.
I think the most I paid for a box was like, I think it was $12. And that was because I was sending that Guitar Hero to Canada. And it was like $250 I sold it for. So I was like, it was totally worth paying $12 for a box, you know, to have the right one.
Yeah. I mean, plus a box like that, you don't want to have it just sitting around your house all the time. You know, I don't understand the dumpster divers that like hoard boxes and, oh, look at this box I found. It was free. I don't have to go and buy a box now. Yeah, but you have to look at it until you need it.
I just bought a box yesterday because I needed to ship out. I sold a big lot of 25 pieces of clothes to this one dude. And I was like, I started to feel the box, and I was like, what am I doing? I'm going to go spend $4 and just buy a box.
Right.
Yeah, I have a box store right down the street.
Honey, you recommend
Who's that?
I don't know.
the Echo?
Ronnie. It's coming up on Ronnie's.
Hold on. Let's see.
Yeah, we have a box store right like a block from my house, and people talk about getting free boxes and stuff like that, but I just think it's saves you so much time. There's nothing better than having the right perfect box. It's the right size, it's the right everything, it's clean, it doesn't have stuff all over it, and just take the box, put your stuff in. Boom, done. I don't know. There's a lot. I like buying my own boxes.
Yeah, I mean, I do hold on to boxes a little bit, but I don't like really big boxes and stuff. Well, I've got a couple of them at my storage unit and stuff. But I mean, if I need a big box, I'll just go to
I just go to Lowe's.
or the U-Haul store or something and buy a
Yeah.
extra large one for like $2. But I got you know those regional rate C boxes, like the big postal boxes. I keep a pack of those around all the time. Like I'll order one of those.
They're being discontinued.
I know, that's why I've been ordering them. And then I've got this. Like my post office gave me a roll of this priority mail tape. So I just take this and tape it over the regional rate C thing, and then just ship it regular priority, and
Yeah.
never had a problem.
Yeah, and you won't. I called the post office specifically about that because I was like, look, you've got these regional C boxes and nobody ships regional C. You know, how can we use the boxes? And they're like, oh, just cover up the regional C part and you should be fine. If you look at the rules of priority mail, it says that if the box is, you know, like flat rate stuff, if the box has been changed, which means you change the size or you change the box, then it goes regular priority rate anyway.
The only rule for priority mail shipping, like materials, is you have to ship at priority.
Right.
It has to be used for priority mail. That is the only rule. It doesn't have a large flat rate box. Doesn't have to be sent at the large flat rate. You
Okay,
can just
here's
cover
the
up the
thing.
large flat rate thing and send it regular priority. Because I'll do that with Guitar Hero guitars because they're like 3 pounds. And the boxes are like within the parameters of normal size packages for priority. So, you know, I'm not going to pay the $15 for something that only costs like $6 to ship.
Here's the things. Do you see those pillows?
Uh-huh.
Inflate-a-pack is what they're called. Look at that. Isn't that awesome?
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I want some of those.
I know. Give me one of those that fits. Like, you can fit a coffee cup inside. That'll
Yeah.
fit into a priority mail or a padded flat rate mailer.
Yep.
I would be happy with that.
Perfect. How do I stop sharing? There we go. Now that I know the name of it, let me see if I can find how much they are. Inflate-a-pack. 3.
Okay, so Kayla Gunnison said that flat rate boxes must be sent flat rate.
No,
That's not what my postmaster said. And I went to the post office and talked to them, and they straight up said you don't have to send the only rule is it has to be sent priority.
Right.
It doesn't have to be sent at the rate that it says on the box.
If the box is in any way altered,
Yeah.
it goes, and you can look at the rules of priority flat rate. If the box is altered in any way, then it goes standard priority mail rate. So what they're trying to say is, like, they don't want people going, oh, I'm going to make the box bigger, and it's still going to be flat rate. You know, like, I'm going to Frankenbox some flat rate boxes, and they'll be flat rate. No. So the rules is, if it gets altered in any way, it goes regular standard priority.
I was literally just altering this box. I was going to make it bigger. It's a large flat rate. And I will send this regular priority. They won't care.
Yeah.
And I go to the distribution center and drop my stuff off.
Yeah.
And all those guys, like, I see the guys on the dock. I talk to all of them every day. They don't care. As long as you are...
It's not that they don't care. It's that it's not against the rules.
Right. Every once in a while you'll get like a Dudley Do-Right at the post office that thinks they know better. One time actually this has happened to me twice with flat rate envelopes. One time I had a flat rate envelope that had torn when I put a box inside of it, and then it tore when it shut the flap, so I taped over it, and then they said that I couldn't send it at the flat rate envelope price because it didn't close on its own. Like, because it was whatever I had in there, they thought that since I had to tape it over, that it wouldn't close by itself, and which it did. I mean, I just took it out of that box, or out of that envelope, put it in another one, was more careful, and it closed by itself, took it to another post office, and they're like, yeah, this is fine. I don't know what they were saying. And then another time I had something that I had put, it was like I've got these 9x6x3 boxes that fit perfectly in a padded flat rate mailer, like perfect. It's like the biggest box I can find that fits in that mailer just right. And I fit a lot of stuff in those, but I had one of those come back. It showed up at back in my mailbox, and they were like, no, you can't send this priority. I was like, or at the padded flat rate price because it's not the right size or something like that. It's too big. I was like, no, I can. I do it every single day. So I just took it once again to another post office, asked them there, and they said, yeah. So you get different conflicting answers depending on who you're talking to. And I mean, I've even seen like pictures of posters that like a postmaster made themselves and put up inside of the mailroom, and people use those like pictures of those posters in there to like defend their statements that, oh no, this is, see, you can't do it. It says it right here on this poster in the post office. I mean, it's not that hard to make your own poster and put it up if you're like a postmaster that decides to make your own rules.
So the inflata packs, it looks like you can get 15 of them for like $24, or you could get like 4 of them for like $10, so like $2 a piece. Somebody on Bonanza sold some a couple of years ago, like 22 of them for like $12.
What's that? Flat rate boxes?
Inflata packs.
Oh, inflated packs.
Yeah. I'm gonna get me some.
I have a snow globe to ship today, and the buyer messaged me and said, "Can you please make sure that you ship this properly?"
Put it inside of an inflata pack.
Exactly. I need to go find some right
That
now.
would be perfect, actually.
Yeah.
I've actually gotten, like, this one time I sold this bowl, and this lady sent me a message, and I instantly thought, oh crap, this is going to be a nightmare, because she sends me a thing, like a big long dissertation about how it needs to be packaged properly, and it's very important that it gets there without being broken, it's sentimental, all this other stuff, and I was like, look, I've been doing this for years, I'm very good at shipping properly, I know exactly how to, like, what it takes, but I mean, unfortunately, sometimes there's nothing you can do. You know, no matter how good you package it, it might still fall off of the back of a truck, and stuff happens. You know, that's what insurance is for. But it ended up, she got it, she was happy, left me positive feedback, and then she sent me like $15 cash with a thank you note. And I was like, whoa, okay.
I always try and think positively, because thinking negatively like doesn't do anything for me, right? And so I always think, like, what happened to this person that made them send me this note saying ship it properly? Like, did somebody else ship them something?
Yeah.
So I try not to think like, okay, this person's just nuts. I try and think like, okay, what happened to them to make them think this way? And then I'm just going to do it better and make them not think that way anymore.
Yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at. I mean, I try and stay positive, and I mean, it's never like one of those things where I won't make the sale because of it, but it seems like most of the issues that I've ever had came from people who were like, told me exactly what they expected, and then they felt like they didn't get what they expected, you know? I mean, it is what
I'm
it
on
is.
this big rampage right now. I have so many people coming to me and being like, somebody with zero feedback just bought something from me. Should I cancel a sale? And so I'm on a big rampage right now being like, stop it. Stop. Make it a great sell. Do really good for that person and keep them on eBay. Like, stop freaking out over people with zero feedback.
I never freak out about people with zero feedback, and I always tell everybody, if somebody bought something and they paid, that's all that matters. I don't even look at their feedback.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, you hear these people, they're like, oh, I got this, or this person bought this thing, and then I went and checked their feedback, and they left like 15 negatives in the last year, and I'm really scared, and blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, don't do anything to deserve a negative.
Yeah.
I got a negative a couple months ago. I sold this watch, and it had like these removable bezels, and I guess like one of the little rhinestones came out. And this lady like left me a negative feedback about it, saying how it looked horrible and blah, blah, blah. So I tried to get back with her. It's like, what can I do? You know, that's removable bezels. I mean, you can switch it with a different one. There's 4 in that package. It's a lifetime warranty with the watch manufacturer. So you can send back the bezel, and I'll send you a new one, whatever. And she was just like, didn't even contact me back. So there was nothing I could do. But you'll get a negative every once in a while. They come along, but all you can do is do the best you can, especially if you're selling enough to warrant it being like a legitimate
I think the thing
business.
that people need to remember is there is no major company, successful companies, that you can't go look at their Yelp or whatever and find negative after negative after negative. There's always going to be somebody for something, you know, complaining about something. It doesn't matter who you are, you know. You can be the most successful company in the world, and it's like, I hate you, you're awful, you know.
See, my big thing with zero feedback buyers is it always, first of all, international buyers. If it's an international buyer and global shipping program won't ship to that country, unless it's like $10 or something, I won't ship it to them. You know, I lost $200 on an Xbox one time because I sent it to some country in Africa thinking, no problem, they're going to be fine. They get it. Like, as soon as they saw the tracking, they were like, I haven't received it yet. They instantly opened a case. And I had to fight tooth and nail. Eventually, I got somebody on PayPal to reimburse me for it. But yeah, like, my big thing with zero feedback buyers is they'll buy something and not pay. Somehow, even though I have instant payment on all of my auctions, somehow they still manage to buy the item without paying. I don't know if they use a credit card that doesn't work or whatever, but it's always zero feedback buyers. And as soon as I see that now, I don't even wait for the case to close. I'll just open up the unpaid item case a couple days later, but I relist the item right away. I don't even care.
It looks like we have a question. Someone's asking me how many returns I get a month on my clothing, and I have to say I get very little for clothing. I mean, I probably get like 4 a month. It's pretty small. A lot of people say they get like 10% for clothing, and I'm selling about 400 pieces, so that's like 1%. And I think a lot of that is because my prices are really good, and they have free shipping, so it's like, okay, they're going to return something, pay $5 to return it, but they only paid $15 for the item. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So they're just going to keep it.
Yeah, I feel like if you have really good prices, people are more likely to buy the item and not worry about it if it doesn't fit perfectly or if they're not totally happy with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, usually I have return issues with more expensive stuff. Like I sold a pair of over $100 for this Danner boots, and then they came back like a week later. That was probably the last clothing return that I've had, and that was like 3 or 4 months ago. But yeah, I mean, I only sell probably about $500 a month in clothes. It's like, I don't know.
I only get
20%.
Yeah.
I get like 1 return every couple of months. My last return was that stupid freezer bowl.
Usually when I get a return, it's something that broke in the mail. And then I ask to get it back if it's expensive enough, because then I can file a UPS claim and get that money back from the insurance. But I don't even have very many of those.
My last return was from a customer who said that her item was missing pieces. And I was like, but it was only 1 piece. There is no more pieces. Like, it's just 1 thing. It's a bowl. So she sent it back. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I definitely get most of my returns on Amazon. That seems like a bigger issue. Like, a lot of returns on Amazon. But they're also getting a lot better about inspecting the stuff, repackaging it, and putting it back into your inventory instead of sending it back. Like, or making you take the return. It seems like 6 months to a year ago, I was getting a lot more returns that I had to take back. Now, I keep getting these returns, and then they get returned to the warehouse, and then they just sell again. It's like,
I'm curious to know, Ronnie, what is your return rate like?
Okay, I'm on. I thought I muted myself. Very low. I mean, every once in a while I'll have like a month where I get 5. I mean, I sell between like 160 to, I think the most I've sold in 1 month is 210 things. And I think the most I've ever had in 1 month was like 5 or 6. Most months it's literally 2 or 3 usually. It depends. Like, I'll go a month without getting a return, and then 1 month it's like you'll have 3 returns in 1 week, and it's like, what the hell? It's just a law of averages. It's probably 2 to 3% probably.
yeah. So we've got a question from Mugu1. Nicole, did I see in one of your videos that you are great with $5 profits on a piece, or that you like the smalls because they add up? What kind of sales? You said earlier 15 to 20 bucks is pretty average for you.
Yeah, and I'm fine with that. I get a lot of people who come and say, I sell $10 items too. I'm fine with that because I'm buying it for 50 cents and I'm shipping it for $2. My eBay fees are $1. I'm still making $6 on that item, and it all adds up for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fine with those bread and butter pieces. I need to have a big $30 or $50 sale every day, and that's pretty consistent. But if the rest of them are all 15 or under sales, that's okay with me.
Yeah, if you're doing 10 or 20 items a day, and you're making on average $5 a piece, I mean, that's 50 bucks That's at the end of the that's $50 profit. That's the money you put in your pocket. And I mean, you if you can list 10 items in a day, that's basically like, I don't know. It
I mean,
eventually
for me,
starts to snowball.
I'm completely okay with small dollar items, and I know that I'm working harder. But that's where I am right now. That's how I see eBay working for me right now, and I'll build up my store. I'll get more higher dollar items in there. But right now, I'm paying the bill. So if that's how I'm paying the bills, I'm okay with it.
Yep. I agree. I mean, I've got plenty of stuff that I sell for like $5, $10. I just listed some cards, like little Uno decks for $5.95 with free shipping. You know, I had like 60 of them, and I was selling like one or two a week or whatever, and then somebody bought all of them that I had listed. It was like 50 decks or 40 decks or something at $5.95 a piece. I was like, okay, that was totally worth it. I am very happy. But I had like 3 or 4 left, so I just relisted those. And so I mean, already got all my money back or money out of them. And if it's just like one more sale on top of the 5 or 10 sales a day that I do or whatever, then it's not going to be. I don't mind packing that up too. You know, I mean, you get your little $50, $60 thing every couple days. You know, you'll get your $100 thing every couple weeks. You get like that $300 or $400 thing. I mean, that's what my sales look like.
Yeah,
But
that's exactly what my sales look like, and it's okay. Especially if you're watching how much you're spending on things. Like yesterday, I went to some normal Goodwills, and I found a pair of $20 Uggs, and I was like, oh, I could resell these for $80, but I just do not want to spend $20 on anything personally, because if that is going to get returned to me, or something happens and I have to completely refund the buyer, which I do because I take care of my buyers, like number one for me. Then I'm out $20 instead of 50 cents, and I could go and spend that $20 at the bins and still make $80.
exactly, that's what happened with those boots I was telling you about. I bought them for $15. It's like I can get $100 for these easily. I sold them for like $105. They sold within 2 days of me listing them. Got the return. They got returned. Came back. They've been listed for like 2 or 3 months ever since then. Have not sold again. It was so weird. But I mean, yeah, you're out $15, and I mean the number of times that I can turn $1 into 20. It's just I don't mind. I guess spending $10 on something that I think
If
I can
somebody
get 50 or
messages me
100
and
for.
says, oh, I don't like, I'm unhappy with this, or, I'm kind of bummed out, I can easily just be like, oh, here, have your money back. Be happy. I want you to be happy because I paid 50 cents for it. Like, whatever. At the end of the day, I'll write it off on my taxes and I'll move on.
That's the other thing. You can it's a lot easier pill to swallow to just make them happy, give them the refund. I mean, okay, question.
You mean
from
you don't
Violet.
fight with your customers?
You're not right all the time, fighting tooth and nail, threatening them.
I do.
Oh.
What do you mean you want to return that $5 damn thing? What, are you kidding me?
I fight with them in my head for sure. I'm like, you're totally no. I don't care.
I always laugh when they say something so stupid. It's like, this medium is not a medium, and da 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 da. It's like, just send it back. I don't care. I'll sell it again.
Exactly.
Not
Or
that
they,
big of a deal.
yeah, it's like the measurement on the inseam is wrong. It's like, no, it wasn't wrong. And then you get it back, and I mean, what are you gonna do? Send them a picture with the tape? Like, I was right. Ha ha. I
And what
mean,
you should do, you should take your pictures with the tape measurement, right?
yeah, I
Because
saw that tip. I actually tried doing that the other day when I was listing a bunch of stuff, and my problem with doing it is, like, I fold my stuff up a lot. Like, I've got like a 4x6 table or whatever that I use with like a little backdrop and like a piece of poster board for most of my pictures, and so I've got to get my clothing folded up pretty well to for picture taking, so it doesn't work for me. I kind of do my pictures, then I do my measurements, write them on a little poster board, take a picture of that, and then that way I have it all when I go downstairs after I upload all my photos for the day and start listing.
I like that though. I like that you write it on the poster board. That's actually super smart.
Well, it's actually a dry erase board. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's still super smart. That's a good idea. Did you guys see? There's a couple questions about inventory and organizing inventory. So I am right around 500 to 600 items in my store. And as much as I want to build that, I'd love to get to like 1,000 items. I'm more worried about selling, so I'm not going to stress out. Like I have a friend who has an eBay store, and she's making $500 to $800 a day with 500 items in your store. So I don't necessarily think it's about number of items in your store. And then as far as storage, I just have bins. I have we use my garage as my storage, and then I have an office right off of the garage, and it's all just in big bins that are labeled.
I mean, if you're selling quality items at good prices, the stuff will sell. And they'll probably sell pretty fast. I mean, one of the things that struck me about the Gilmans when I first started getting into YouTube and like paying attention to the YouTubers and watching people's stores and paying attention to their sales videos and all that, I remember checking out the Gilman store, and they were doing like 10 grand a month on eBay, but they only had like 200 items listed. It's like, what the hell? But then you look at their store, and it's like, yeah, they have 200 items listed, but they have like 400 or 500 items sold or whatever. You know, it's totally ridiculous. And it's like $100 here, $50 there, and yeah.
Yeah, that's. And I think that my sell-through rate is like 90% or something. It's super high. It's like a crazy high number, but it's because I price my stuff so cheap. And I know that doesn't work for everyone, so don't hate me for saying that. Like, that is not everyone's business motto, but that's mine. I just price it to sell it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the turn and burn. I mean, we've talked about it before, and I mean, there was a guy, one of our regulars, John Chartier, he used to do a jean business on eBay where all he did was sold like jeans and clothes, and everything was $9.95. Everything, no matter what. He just listed everything for $9.95. Buy it now, and he didn't even care. But I mean, if you're listing 50 items a day and you're only paying $1 a pair for the jeans, then you know once you start selling all that stuff for $10, you make a $5 bill every time, and you're selling 30 a day. It adds up pretty quick, you know. And then, like I said before, it starts to snowball. Now, when you like the 50 items, like you list 100, 50 of them don't sell. You know, now when you relist them, you got like 50 more listings instantly in your store, kind of. And then after a year of doing that and rolling it back in and everything, now you've got much bigger inventory, and this, you don't have, you're still listing as much, just the same amount consistently, but you just start getting more of the sales from the stuff that you had listed before over time. So
I think it's funny when you're building up inventory how it seems like there's like these number points that like, oh, I can't get over 50 listings, like when you first start, you know, and it's like, oh, I can't get over 150 listings. It's like, I'm stuck at 200 listings. And it's like over time you kind of, it eventually just builds up and builds up and builds up until, you know, then you have enough product in your inventory to keep rolling, you know, so that old stuff kind of starts selling, the new stuff sells, and you're just rolling along with your 1,000 or 2,000 items, you know. But I just think it's really funny when you first start looking at groups and the new people that are starting out. It's like 50 items is like so hard to get over that hurdle. And then I felt like, I know for me personally, I was stuck at like 175 forever. Like I just couldn't get over 175. I was always right there. And then it was like 250. I was stuck at 250. And I think now I have like 300. 300 is right where I'm at.
yeah, back when I was in my house, I had like 700, and that seemed to be my upper limit. And then once I got everything done, and I'm back up to about 250 active now, but usually I hit that, you know, I'll get up to about 300, and then I won't list anything for a few days or a week or two, and then it sells back down to 250. Then I'll list and get everything back up, and then sells back down again. But
Are you in a smaller place? I don't know that. Are you in like a townhouse or an apartment?
yeah, I'm in a townhouse now.
Oh, so how is it set up? Is it like 3 or 2 stories?
It's 2-story townhouse, 2 bedrooms. I've got 2 walk-in closets that I use for all of my inventory storage, and then I've got a couple of walk-in closets downstairs. You know, I've got actually 3 closets. 2 of them are for inventory. One of them's for just typical cleaning, like my household stuff. But I don't need all that storage. But I saw it when I was shopping around. I was like, oh my God, this is perfect. Because
I
I mean,
think
I
a
don't need
lot
a
of
whole
people,
walk-in closet for my own stuff.
yeah, I think a lot of people, they struggle because they're like, we just don't have storage or whatever. And living in a townhouse, you can struggle with that for sure. So our place, we live in a major city, so we only have 1 car because when I worked downtown, so I would just take the train in. We don't need more than 1 car because public transportation is amazing. So we just have the 1 car, so we just park that in kind of the driveway, and then I use the garage as all of my storage. But even if I didn't have a garage, I would figure out something.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Well, I
with
mean,
clothing, the solutions that I've seen over time, and I don't do clothes, so my opinion means nothing. But the solutions that I've seen with people are the ones that kind of pre-package them in the little sleeves or whatever, and then they just put them in bankers boxes and number them, and that seems to be a really good organizational method when you don't have a ton of space, because you can stock up like 10 boxes, you know.
yeah. Well, yeah, just take your pictures, list everything, take your pictures, measure everything, get it listed, and then polybag it with your whatever. Like, you can use your item title or the item number or whatever you got to do, and then just like, I mean, there's different inventory systems. You can also make your own personal SKU whenever you're creating an item. Like, nobody sees it except for you. So then when you sell it, your SKU's right there. So if you list 30 items today, you know, you polybag everything, you use the SKU and then whatever the SKU is, and put it in a box. And then just figure out your inventory number. You know, it's like 1 is this stack of boxes. Box number 5 is this box down here, so you know exactly where the item is. And then, I mean, I've seen people like zip tie milk crates together and then get those little cloth folding boxes. They're like $1 each at Dollar Tree, and just stick them in there. And I mean, if you've got some kind of inventory thing like that, then you really don't need that much space.
All of my stuff is in plastic bins that have, you know, locking lids. So that way, my stuff is all out on the back patio. It's a covered, enclosed kind of patio. And so I put everything in the plastic bins, because in that way, if there happens to be a leak, or there happens to be something that happens, or there's a raccoon or whatever that comes, you know, I don't have to worry about them getting into any of my stuff. It's all covered in the bins. And then back in, September, Patrick and I, when I had my employee, went through all of the inventory and assigned it to a bin and put numbers on all of the bins, and then put that in the custom label. And it makes shipping things so much faster to be able to go out there and be like, okay, this is in 2, this is in 5, that's in 12, instead of sitting there going and having, like I was doing, searching through all the totes to find the stuff every time I had to ship something. And yeah, it's totally worth it. It took us 2 days to set it up, but it's totally worth it, because it saves you so much time in the end by having that assigned custom label to your listing, so you know where your stuff is at.
Yeah. I mean, for tax time, somebody mentioned the unsold inventory. All I do for unsold inventory is on the 31st of December, I go into eBay and I look up my listed inventory and take a screenshot. And that's my eBay inventory. And then I go to Amazon and do the same thing for my Amazon inventory.
There's a report you can, there's a inventory report you can run for FBA that you can. I was all freaked out because I posted the link of how to run the report, but didn't actually run the report. I was like, oh no! But then apparently Amazon runs it for you anyway, like every couple of hours. So it was.
Yeah, you can do it by date.
Yeah, it was already in there.
Yeah, they keep track of all that stuff. But anyway, it's about that time. We went a little over, but we started a little late, so it's okay. 101 watchers! Yay, we hit it! I think this is a record. I don't think we have ever had 100 watchers on the show in over like 197 episodes.
There's like 80 people from Nicole's group.
Yeah.
Thank you to everyone that came from States Place. I know I've been chatting with them on my group as well as everyone's kind of chatting. So thank you to everyone who came out and watched this morning. This was super, super fun. Thanks for having me, you guys.
You are more than welcome anytime you want. You're
Thanks.
awesome guests. I mean, we're always looking for panel members, but we do. We've been doing about one show a week. I mean, it changes. I'll start figuring something out where I can do more shows again, I'm sure. But I've been thinking about doing a weekend thing, like on Sunday morning or something. I just haven't really gotten around to figuring out how I want to run it. We've done it a couple times though, but it's a lot more informal in those days. More like just showing you what a working hangout is, which you see those links every once in a while on Facebook. People post a working hangout. I mean, that's how the show started. I mean, we just got together and talked for a few hours every morning while we worked and shared a lot of stuff. And then I was like, we should do this live, and everybody agreed, and we started. The Reseller Wakeup was born. But you can go check out my Facebook group. I already mentioned it earlier, but it's the Reseller Wakeup. Post the latest episode of the show at the top there. Reseller Society. It's Ronnie's group. Lots of great information getting shared over there. Huge, huge group. Lots of people. $1,500 room is Deb's group. You can check everybody's channel on my main page of my channel if you want. If you need to find Mike, he's Picker Army. Deb is Pension Pesos. Ronnie's Hearts Motor Company. And then, of course, States Place. Go check out Nicole's YouTube channel if you haven't already. That's in the description below. And I thank everybody for coming on. Does anybody have anything they need to announce or anything before we go off?
No, we're good.
All good? All right. Well, thanks for coming on. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Need always love those suggestions for show ideas, questions that we can answer, any of that stuff. And we appreciate that, all of you. Bitcoin!